Hey, deserving listeners, 90 Day Fiancé, happily ever after. Let's watch. My name is Dr. Kirk Honda. I'm a therapist and a professor. As I always say, we typically get into triggering material, so watch with care. Let's watch.
Didn't even know it was your property.
But he knows I'm the real estate agent.
But he wasn't doing anything on it, too. Like, that's what you don't hear.
Libby, it feels like he was being shady, and that's my point.
I think just the whole thing feels shady because he's trying to get into the family business. He's asking Dad for all this money, and then he shows up to a property.
Yes, fine, but Chuck, the father, is on board with it. He has been explicit with y'all that he is wanting to have Andrei a part of the family. So yes, you can be upset that Andrei is becoming, you don't want him a part of the family. Okay, fine. But the head of the family, the father, Chuck, is saying he wants Andrei to be a part of the family. So why are you mad at Libby? Why are you mad at Andrei? Why aren't you mad with Chuck? Why not just go to Chuck and say, Dad, we don't want him a part of the family. Why are you doing this? That's the conflict. There's nothing wrong with Andrei saying, hey, father-in-law, can I work for you? There's nothing wrong with Libby saying, hey, Dad, can you employ my husband? And there's nothing wrong with Chuck saying yes or no. He can say that. But when he says yes, and the siblings attack Andrei as if he is do they think that Chuck, the father, is that manipulatable? Or what? I don't understand. So speculation is that the older siblings resent Libby for being the spoiled one. That the kids did not get enough love and attention growing up, and often will happen, there'll be a lot of sibling rivalry, and sometimes the spoiled one will get scapegoated, and by extension, Andrei is now being scapegoated.
Property that Becky is about to sell, and we know he just got his real estate license. So the whole thing, I think, just makes it feel shady.
Yeah. Ever since the day at the property where Andrei went behind my back and showed up there with my dad, this is where all the major tension is coming from.
Okay, maybe I don't understand the details, but Andrei went behind her back. So Chuck says, Andrei, let's go to this property and let's do some stuff. Chuck's in charge. Everyone understands that, right? And she thinks Andrei is going behind their back. But Chuck is the one inviting Andrei on it. Again, if you have a problem with that, go to Chuck. So you think that Andrei is like this scheming evil devil behind the scenes when Chuck is the one asking for, I don't understand. Do they not understand that? Do I not understand something? Again, so if you think Andrei is deadbeat and lazy and entitled, fine. But the problems that they have with him don't make a lot of sense to me based on what I've seen on the show.
Karma.
Well, it wasn't a plastic glass this time.
At least it wasn't at Becky's face. Honestly, I think he is purposely trying to get everyone fired up and pin people against each other so that everyone else looks bad, and he just stands back and is like, oh, look, it's not me, look at them.
I think you're giving Andrei way too much credit to think that, you can have a lot of criticism against Andrei. I don't think, a super villain behind the scenes pulling all the strings is a valid one. I just think that is, have they seen the show? Maybe they haven't seen this show. Andrei doesn't come across, maybe he is. Maybe he's this genius mastermind puppet master and he's playing everyone like a fiddle and then coming across as if he doesn't have a super, well, what do I say? I'll just end it there.
Everyone's fighting, like, I'll just come in and do their job because they clearly can't do it, when really, he's behind all of this.
Anyway, that behavior isn't warranted, period, and I think you owe him a huge apology.
You were also acting out on the boat, too. It wasn't just Becky. So
because of how she acted.
It doesn't even matter.
All right, well, that does it for that episode. If you haven't already become an annual patron, we're asking that current patrons become annual patrons. Instead of signing up for every month, you can sign up for every year at a time. You get a discount, actually, pretty good discount. And it helps us with our planning if people become annual patrons for us. But totally up to you. But a lot of people have already switched from monthly to annual, and it's just makes us more secure and more I don't know, just helps. And everyone out there, please take care of yourself because you deserve it. You really, really do.